Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the founder of CSTGIA, bringing you week 47, Signal and Stewardship, Governing the Age of Autonomous Intelligence. When did the systems start thinking faster than we do? The world has crossed the quiet threshold. For the first time, perhaps in our history, our systems no longer just execute instructions, they are learning and actually interpreting intent. They don't just respond, they predict, they recommend, they decide. While we've had aspects of this within our emerging technologies and some aspects over the decades, it has never reached the high threshold that it sits at today. Artificial intelligence now sits inside our defense systems, healthcare diagnostics, financial markets, supply chains, and civic infrastructure. And yet, we are still treating governance like it's a compliance exercise. So the real question of the moment is not, can our systems think? Obviously, they're capable of far more than we even have awareness about. But a better question should be, can we still steward what thinks on our behalf? Because when machines act autonomously, the risk is no longer just breaches occurring. Ultimately, at the core root is misalignment. What do I mean by this? Well, we're seeing the shift from tools to actors. AI used to be a tool. Now it's becoming an ever greater actor in our solutions and systems. Autonomous decision engines can now prioritize cybersecurity alerts without human triage, trigger defensive responses in milliseconds, allocate resources across cloud and OT environments, write and rewrite their own internal logic patterns. This is no longer within the realm of sheer automation. It really falls within the scope of delegation of authority. And here's the unrealized opportunity. We don't need to slow autonomy. What we ultimately need is a way to involve our stewardship. We're facing a great risk of silent drift. The greatest cyber risk in 2025 is no longer attack, but rather drift, silent, invisible drift. When AI models can evolve faster than our oversight capabilities, when our policies lag behind deployed capabilities, when the ethical assumptions freeze while systems that are AI enabled continuously learn. What this creates is very dangerous systems, not necessarily malicious AI, but rather unsupervised intelligence. And unlike traditional cyber risk, drift doesn't set off alarms as it moves forward. It looks like optimization right up until the point when we have a major catastrophe. So, what can we do to help mitigate some of these risks? Well, the unrealized opportunity we are facing right now is stewardship architecture. We do not need more dashboards, but we do need a new architecture of stewardship. And stewardship means oversight by design, where human accountability is embedded into every decision loop. Explainability as core infrastructure. Systems that cannot explain their logic should not be allowed to act autonomously. Escalation as a right. Humans must be able to halt machine authority, not just audit it after the damage is done. This is not anti-innovation at all. What it is high integrity innovation for all. This is where trust gets engineered in, not marketed. So we're seeing a governance convergence where AI plus cyber plus quantum is really enabling our future solution stacks. AI is scaling decisions. Cybersecurity is defending the systems. And quantum is accelerating our computation. And these are no longer separate domains, but rather integrated and intermingled. That means governance can no longer be siloed to one or separate governance. So this week's truth is that you cannot govern complexity with outdated structures. We must build convergence governance, unified risk intelligence across AI, cyber, and data, cross-sector charter bodies, public, private, academia, and real-time ethical review cycles. Cybersecurity has now moved to become a values-based discipline. So how do we put that into our context moving forward? Well, one is through utilization of a stewardship mindset. Stewardship is not control. It is care with power. It means asking different questions. Not can we, but should we? Not is it fast, but rather is it aligned? Not did it work, but did it honor human dignity? This is the new leadership profile, not the commander of systems, but rather the guardian of intent. So our strategic takeaways need to look at governing autonomous intelligence, where we design stewardship loops. We can embed real-time human review into autonomous decision chains. We can require machine explainability, no black boxes, especially for mission-critical systems. We can treat AI as core infrastructure and govern it like we do our power grids and water systems, with seriousness, redundancy, and public trust built in.
Unknown caller.
We can create stewardship roles through new leadership positions, which are focused on ethical alignment, not just performance. And we can shift from control to care, because the future belongs to leaders who can hold both authority and responsibility with equal discipline. So our closing reflection for the day is that power deserves a guardian. We are no longer just defending systems. We are defending meaning. The systems of tomorrow will act faster than us, scale wider than us, and learn deeper than us. This is not a risk. This is the reality. The risk is whether they grow without conscience. The future will not be decided by the most intelligent machines, but by the humans courageous enough to steward them through this innovation cycle. That is our work. That is our responsibility. And that is this moment in history. So again, I'm Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the founder of CSTGIA, wrapping up week 47, Signal and Stewardship, Governing the Age of Autonomous Intelligence. until next week, we wish you a phenomenal holiday season and a wonderful Thanksgiving.